Hey, what is going on? Of course, to all of my alternative book snobs out there, it's me, Amira Blaze, and welcome back, guys, to another episode of Bookshade. So, guys, before we get into what I like to call my series Crackdown Readathon reactions, where I pick a readathon and then I follow the rules of it, and then I'm here, for the episode to give you guys my reactions to what I am reading, okay? So before we get to that, guys, I have to apologize once again for my inconsistency, because what I decided to do, guys, is I'm not gonna have a set time. I'll just do the show when I can do it, depending on the time of day. Because when I try to have a consistent time, it just doesn't work, like someone wants me to help them with something or something else comes up. So what I decided to do is I'll keep the days of the week that I do my show consistent. So Bookshade, guys, is going to be twice a week, and it's gonna be back to back on Saturdays and Sundays. Okay, so I felt like that's the best time to do it, because I have the most free time during the week. So that's what we're gonna do. So let's get, guys, to this series Crackdown Readathon reaction of, I just started reading once again. This is the book here, the first book in the series of the Black Dagger Brotherhood by J.R. Ward, and I actually got the audio book, and I also have the physical book, and I'm just listening and reading along and giving my reactions. So when we last left off, which was a while back, our main protagonist, Beth, went through a lot of things. I mean, she got attacked by two men. She's had a really shitty time. So we finished the first 3 chapters, and now we're going to continue here and finding out what happens to Beth and everybody else in chapter 5. So let me get started here. But let me tell you guys, it has been crazy though, because and then the other reason why I haven't been consistently updating the show as well is because I've been waiting for some more books to come in so I could do another another book haul, my final book haul, because I'm gonna be switching to reviewing ebooks exclusively. It's just because, guys, I just don't have the space to keep buying more and more books. So that's the other reason, because I thought everything would come all at once, but unfortunately it seems like it's gonna take some time. However, I did get one book, guys, that came in yesterday. Now, guys, I've been collecting Jane Austen, her original regular books, in her series, but I also started getting Jane Austen spin-offs. And guys, since we cover a lot of paranormal romance and stuff like that, I found this book, guys, and it's done by Janet Moloney, and this is called Jane Austen Blood Persuasion. So think of Jane Austen as a vampire. So that's what this book is about. So let me read the description here. It says, it is 1810 and the damned are out of favor, banished from polite society. Jane Austen's old undead friends have become new neighbors, raising hell in her tranquil village just in time to interrupt Jane's work on what will be her masterpiece. Yeah, so this is Jane Austen becoming a vampire. So I thought that was a really interesting take on Jane Austen. So yeah, I'm very excited to read this too in the future. So Yeah, that's all that I got so far, but I have like I think 4 more books coming, and then that's gonna be it. And then I'm gonna read. You know, I have it organized like the way that I wanted my TBR to be arranged. So we're starting with Black Dagger Brotherhood. We're gonna read through all of that, and then from there I'll probably just go through like shelf by shelf because that's how I have it organized. So let's waste no time, guys. Let's get started here with my reactions to Dark Lover by J.R. Ward. And then when I finish the book, guys, then I'll do like a wrap up for you and just letting you know, because it seemed like you guys didn't like the reviews that I was doing, so I'm gonna just do wrap ups. That's what like all the other booktubers are doing, so I might as well, you know, do that. So I'll just do a wrap up once I'm finished with it. But let's get this reaction started here, guys. And we're on chapter 5. I love how her cat is so feisty, though. It's crazy. It's like trying to go after another cat. That's crazy. Okay, so what's going on is that Butch like broke into like her apartment complex just to talk to her. That's like crazy. I think he's interested in her, but that's just me though. Ooh, oh, she threw some shade. Wait, let me pause this here. Okay, so she threw some shade here. Okay. So this is when he enters her apartment, and it says here she crossed her arms over her chest. He chuckled softly. Man, what Jose got that I don't? And then she responds with, "You want a pen and some paper? It's quite a list." That's a read. Okay, Beth is not on any bullshit, so you go, okay? Because I gotta be honest, Butch is an asshole, but Beth describes him as being like a hard ass, which I can see that. But I think he kind of deeply cares in some shape or form. Just because, you know, if someone, you know, you see has like a busted lip and stuff, you're gonna be concerned, you know? Okay, so the first half, guys, here of chapter 5, we're already back into the action here. So that's one thing I will say I like about this series so far is there's no humdrum kind of moments. It just kind of, it's speckled throughout the chapters here and there, but it's just like this non-stop like action of, you know, what's happening with the characters. So we're going from the conversation between Beth and Butch, and now because he cares, you know, he wants to find out like why, you know, like what happened, and I think he's putting the 2 and 2 together. But now we're transitioning to Raft and what's happening with, of course, the Brotherhood. So sorry for yawning, guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, that was random. So, okay, so Raph is checking out Darius' daughter, you know, checking out her features and stuff. But for some reason, like vampires usually like omit like a certain kind of scent or something like that. But apparently she doesn't have that. So Raph is like, what? Like, why doesn't she omit like a scent or something? Like, what's going on? And then I think he's like checking on her because she's talking to some random guy and we don't know who this guy is. So this is interesting. And hey, what's going on? Welcome to the program. And we have Sai K. Hey, what's up? What's going on? Welcome to the program. I'm just doing a reading and reaction of this lovely book here. So I just wanted to do something different, you know, besides like the wrap-ups and, you know, the book hauls and things like that. So like, you know, I try to, you know, mix it up a little bit here. But let's find out, guys, what happens here, because who is this guy that she's talking to? This is crazy. Hey, we got Jenny. What's up? Welcome back for some more craziness of me reading Dark Lover here by J.R. Ward. And like, once again, it's just, there's so many storylines going on. It's like, I'm like, how the hell am I going to review this and like try to condense it down? No, it's probably going to be an hour and a half like review that I'm going to be doing, because there's a lot of characters, a lot of terminology. So once again, I do not recommend this series for a beginner romance reader, unless, you know, you want something a little bit more advanced to start off with. I really would suggest like starting with something a little more like watered down and kind of work your way up. Now, even though, yeah, Vampire Chronicles is complex as well, but I would recommend that more for beginners than this series, because at least with Anne Rice, though, you can, you know, there's like a build up to like the complexity. Like this book, right off the bat, it's already, there's so many facets to this. It's kind of crazy, but that's just my opinion on it. And Jenny says they will fit together as the book goes on. That's what I'm assuming, but like this is new for me to have like 50 million characters in like 5 chapters, and we're not even to like the meat of the book yet. So I'm getting used to it, but it's still I'm still kind of shocked, because like, to me, even though this is a romance book series, it's interesting because it doesn't feel like it. I feel like I'm reading a suspense book. with romantic, like romantic suspense, like paranormal romantic suspense. That's just me. You know, there's a lot of action, you know. So it is different. It's different than what I'm used to reading. So we'll see what happens here, guys. All right, now I gotta turn the page here. And I'm telling you guys, I highly, highly, highly suggest for you to get like a book holder, because it just makes it so much easier to read. All I have to do is just lift the clamps and flip the page and put it back, you know? It makes it so much easier to read. And if you guys have any questions for me too, let me know. Oh, see, Raph is digging her scent here. Okay, let me tell you, he is really feeling her, because it says here, she opened the door and put her head out, blocking a cat's exit with her foot. And then it continues here and says, well, that's a different part here, but it says, Raph felt his breath catch her scent, as her scent came to him. She smelled positively beautiful, like a rich flower, night blooming roses maybe. He dragged more air into his lungs and closed his eyes as his body reacted, his blood stirring. Okay? That's when you know if someone really wants you, is if they're that hot and bothered. Like, good God. Okay? Like, Raph is savage with like desire. Like, oh my gosh, that's such an intense way of describing desire, but I like it. The play on words, it's interesting. Oh, okay. Guys, let me tell you, this made me laugh so hard. What kind of music band is called Tomato Eater? Like you must have been really hungry to come up with that kind of band name. It's like, imagine, guys, a heavy metal band being like, all right, so what's the name of your band? We're Tomato Eater. All right. You know, like, I can't. So it seems, if I'm correct here, that Beth is the daughter of Darius. So she is the half-breed vampire that, so yeah, that's interesting how that connection happened. You know, it was kind of swift. But I will see how things unfold here. And Jenny says, I know I was thought that was the way, or that way to the first time I read it. Yeah, because sometimes, guys, when I read a book series for the first time, I'm like, the whole time I'm like, whoa, like this is either, you know, the flow is really good or the flow is all over the place, and maybe I'm not used to it and I'm still like trying to adjust to it. But I like this transition of how, like, you know, the connection, you know, to Darius is Beth. So that's cool how she did that. I'll give her props for that. I'll give her props for that. All right, let's see what happens here. Well, Butch tried it. See, I knew he was interested in her because he tried to like hug her, and she's like, "No, bitch! Like, come on now." I knew it! I knew it! I knew it! Okay, so it says Butch left Beth Randall's apartment in a foul mood. Seeing a woman he had been clocked in the face was not a part of his job that he liked. And in Beth's case, he found it particularly disturbing because he had known her for a while and he was kind of attracted to her. The fact that she was unusually beautiful woman didn't make her any more egregious. And I was like, I knew he had a thing for her. Like, I could just tell because, like, come on. Okay, ladies, we've all had, let's say, a boyfriend, you know, or just a guy that really likes you. You know a guy likes you is when he goes out of his way to make himself present, like to make himself known to you. Like, that's one thing I've learned about men, right? Is like, if a man does not care about you, he will put forth no effort to try to get to know you, or you know, to make himself too available, you know, for you to be interested in him and things like that. But this is where sometimes men are deceptive, okay? Because sometimes guys can make themselves available to us like that, but then they not feeling us like that, you know, like maybe they just, you know, want to, you know, have a one night stand with us or something like that, you know. So this is where sometimes men can be deceptive, is when, you know, they be acting like, you know, oh yeah, you know, I want to get to know you better and everything. But it's just because, like, they just won't sleep with you. And not saying women don't do the same thing, you know, to be fair, that can happen. But, like, I could tell just from the non-verbals and the way that he was so concerned like that, I knew he had some type of feeling for her. So, just saying. All right, let's continue here. Okay, I'm gonna have to say Beth, as the way like that she is described, honestly, she is that what they call the all-American beauty, which is this, honestly, that's like the standard of beauty, is like a well-proportioned white woman. So like that's the best way that I can describe Beth. You know, is she's this kind of all-American like beauty. You know, everything is flawless and like perfect with her. Because the reason why I feel that way is because it says here, Beth Randall was flat out, hands out gorgeous. She had long, thick black hair, impossibly bright blue eyes, skin like pale cream, and a mouth that was just made for a man's kiss. And she was built, long legs, small waist, and perfectly proportioned breasts. As soon as I saw perfectly proportioned breasts, I was like, okay, standard of beauty, you know, a tall, well-proportioned white woman. So that's exactly what I thought, you know, that's interesting too, the way that she like describes Beth too, is like there's the full out like blown, you know, sexiness to her, but there's still this like femininity that's going on as well. So yeah, but that's what I thought. I was like, I just envision like Beth. I'm like, oh yeah, that's total like American like supermodel like beauty. So it's interesting description, I have to say. Oh, nothing changes, guys, because guys be thirsty for a fine ass woman like herself. Because like what Butch is saying is that regardless of how beautiful she is, how flawless she is, she never looked like she never used her looks to persuade the guys at like the precinct to give her information and or anything like that. And they all wanted to go out with her because they're like, oh man, she fine as hell. But she wasn't having that, you know. So I appreciate, thank you, J.R. Ward, for having a strong, independent woman in a romance book series, because that doesn't always happen. A lot of times the woman is like the damsel in distress. And this is something we're going to see as we move on into historical romance. It can be problematic. Like, you can still be a hopeless romantic, but still have a strength behind you and still be confident, you know, about yourself and the things that you stand for and stuff. So I appreciate that Beth has a good like head on her shoulders and she's not all gassed up because of her beauty. So I appreciate that. Yes. All right. Oh man. Oh my gosh, I love this too. Okay, so Butch goes to the hospital and he's looking for this guy because he's in trouble now. Like, if the whole precinct finds out that this is the guy, you know, who attacked Beth, you know, because they really like her like that, like he's in some trouble. Like, so I love they were talking to like one of the medical interns there, and they were talking about his broken nose, and this is what the intern says. So it says the internist let out a little laugh. I tell ya, that nose was the least of his problems. He's not gonna be singing low notes for a while. So that means that Bev really kicked their ass, like really like Jackie Chan those guys for you know, for trying to attack her like that. Like, that's, yeah, that's kind of foul. That's really foul. Alright, let me get the page here. But I do like that the chapters, you know, they go at a good pace, because they're not like some books I've read. The chapter is so obnoxiously long, and it just makes you feel like, okay, this, I'm done. You know what I mean? So the chapters so far are at a good even pace, so I appreciate that. And Jenny says, yes, she is. To what? Is it her beauty, or do you like her as a character? Because, I mean, I still don't know how to feel about Beth. I mean, to be fair, we're still in the beginning. But I just feel like, you know, she's strong, but then she's kind of a little bit insecure as well. A little bit. I do like Raph, though. He just does something to me. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just his cunningness and his like unapologetic like candor, maybe. But I appreciate him as a character. Okay, so the first attacker's name is Billy Riddle. Oh shit. Oh man, Billy is a fool, guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, first off, okay, so Billy is the first attacker that tried to go after Beth, and he's trying to play cool with Butch and being like, oh hey man, you know, my nose is doing great, and you know that nurse came in, was a fine piece of ass. Like, he has clearly no respect for women, and Butch was not having that, so like he just locks the door. And then I think he maybe, I think he like, yeah, he locked the door behind him, and he's like, look, cut the bullshit, like, I know what you did. And I'm gonna kick your ass. So that's why I was laughing. It's just the way that it's like worded, you know. But yeah, Billy too, he has no respect for women. To call someone that's helping you a fine piece of ass, like, really? Like, have several seats for that. I'm just saying. That's mad disrespectful, you know? Oh my gosh. Woo! Oh no. Oh my gosh, like, Butch is not about the bullshit. Like, he gives Billy an ultimatum, and he's just like, look, you either tell me where your friend is who also attacked her, or you gonna have to deal with the consequences. So see, I love a man like that, that's just like strong and like confident like that, not like, you know, arrogant like that, but like a guy that's really like secure like that, to, you know, to stand up for what's right. Like, that is sexy to me. Like, as much as Butch can be like an asshole, though, I appreciate that quality about him. Yeah, so I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Bullshit. Oh my gosh, guys, Butch is not about the bullshit. Billy had the audacity to say that Beth wanted to be attacked by the both of them. Like, are you serious? That's ridiculous. So what ends up happening, and this is crazy, he takes his let me see here. Oh yeah, he takes his knee and starts grinding it into Billy's ball sack, man. That, I can't even imagine that. That must have hurt so bad. And I'm not laughing to be an asshole like that, but it's just the way that he's saying, like, I can see him doing that. He's like, look, you know, enough about the bullshit, okay? So I love that he's like standing up for her honor. Yes, I am feeling this. This is great. Woo. Yo, Butch is savage, man. That's a damn shame. I can't. Ooh. Yes! Oh my gosh. I'm totally, this chapter was popping. Chapter 5, yeah, it really, it kicked it up a notch. So all right, let's move on to chapter 6 here. And yeah, you guys let me know what you think about these like readathon challenges that I'm doing and reactions. So I think what I'm gonna do, guys, is every episode I'm going to react to 3 chapters, so that way I'm just keeping like a constant, you know, like just a constant flow, you know. I didn't want to, you know, read too many chapters, because I know, you know, that's gonna be kind of, you know, boring, because, you know, I'm not talking much, I'm just, you know, just staring into my book here. But yeah, so far so good. Okay, things are getting interesting, people getting their ass kicked. I'm like, oh shit, it's going down. All right, chapter 6, guys. Man, that cat is just loving to get on Beth's nerves, I swear. See, I love how some cats are just like, you know, I want to go outside, but then you know, you bring the cat outside, then the cat wants to go back inside, and I'm like, stop being a hypocritical cat, okay? Sorry guys for yawning. Oh crap. Man, Beth cannot catch a break. Now another dude's trying to attack her and shit. Ooh. Oh, sorry guys. Oh shit. Mm. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's such a great way how they execute this. So, okay, so they're describing, she was like, crawling away from this like attacker, and like she ends up getting knocked into like a table, and then she comes to find out that all this screaming and everything is coming from her. Like, oh, that's such a cool way to do that. And Jenny says the beauty is a factor. And as for Raph, he's been my favorite since the first time I read the series. But most people likes Butch or Z. Yeah, I noticed that, because you know what I decided to do, guys, is I started kind of checking into understanding more of why people really go hard for this series. And yeah, I realized people have favorites. Like there's Team Wrath, just like with Vampire Diaries. You have Team Damien, you have Team Stefan, you have, whoever. So that's the thing that's always interesting about, like, I would say certain types of like I would say like certain book series and things like that. Like people there's or like certain, I would say stan communities is the best way to put it. Because some people go hard for one character or other. Like the perfect example, but this is a classic example, is like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Okay, do you know how many debates out there about who Buffy should have ended up with? Team Angel or Team Spike? And I can't decide because they both have pros and cons, Like, Spike can be kind of, he can be kind of like annoying at times, but man, he just sucks you in with his seduction skills, and then with Angel, the thing that I liked was that he was, to me, you could see that loyalty, and Buffy at first is like, I can't handle this, like he takes me too seriously. But I mean, I could understand why it didn't work out, but like that's just how stan communities are, though. Is like, people can't always make up their mind on like, oh, this person is my favorite, or maybe this person is my favorite, but then you read another book series that includes that, character. But and Jenny says, ouch, that had to hurt. Yeah, I mean, putting your knee in a guy's nutsack like that, that's crazy. That just sounds painful. So like I feel bad for guys, man. Like if when they fall and like hit their, or they get kicked in the nuts or something, that's gotta hurt like hell. So that doesn't sound pleasant at all. All right, let's continue here, guys, with chapter 6 here. Let's see what happens. And she's always in pain. Okay, like her medical bill must be ridiculous, guys. Oh my gosh. Excuse me. Good gosh. All right. Turn the page here. But yeah, she is always getting her ass kicked. I'm just like, this poor Beth. When will she get a motherfucking break? Like, good God. They're like, you know, her lip is busted open and then she fell and hit a table and she like passed out. It's like, I'm sure the hospital probably tired of seeing her. Like being like, oh, what are you in for again, Beth? You know, like, just sign here. We have you on file. Follow me. You know, like, you know, I'm sure that's how like a lot of pro wrestlers feel. Like, you know, they've had so many injuries that they're just like, just sit in the bed. We'll take care of you. Like, you know, they just get it, you know. And oh, Jenny says, I think you're doing a good job. Yay! I appreciate it. Yeah, I wanted to do this, but then I kind of hesitated because I was like, I'm not sure if people would enjoy this, or, you know, is it something that would be boring? But I'm glad, you know, that's why I try to do banter a little bit while I'm reading so I don't lose my place and everything. But let's see what this hot mess is going to ensue here. Like, good God.
Can you hear my heartbeat calling? Can you feel the love we're falling? Just take my hand and take me home tonight.
Okay, Rap taking off his clothes. Yes. Okay, I'm being a thirsty bitch. I'm sorry, y'all. Ooh. Ooh. Hold on. This is getting too hot for me. I need to cool down. Yes. Woo. Okay. I'm a mess. Oh my gosh, I can't. Okay, hold up. Okay, so right now, in honor of you know, Darius passing, Raft is going through what's called a pain ritual. So he has to like bear all of this like pain and shit, which, no pun intended, sounds painful. But then the thing that makes me laugh too is he's like thinking like, yeah, you know, I should have not just busted up, you know, all up in Beth's home like that. I should have not done that. And I'm just like, okay, well, why did you do it in the first place? Like, what are we doing? Like you knew she was probably gonna react like that because she don't know you like that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, that's like someone like coming to your place and being like, you know, hey, what's up? They just like walk in, start eating your food, you know, turning on your TV. You're gonna be like, well, who are you? Like, like, what are you doing here? Like, what's going on? Like, oh my gosh, that's a hot damn mess. See, that's it must be nice to be a beautiful woman though, because she got all these men like going hard for her. So it must be nice. It must be really nice to just be this smoking hot woman, and like men lose their motherfucking minds and they're like, yeah, no problem, you know, we're gonna take care of you, and you know I'm gonna treat you right. Yeah, fuck that guy, I'm much better for you. And then another guy's like, no, don't go with him, come with me. You know, like that must be nice. That must be really fucking nice, you know. Oh my gosh. That's a damn shame. See, I figured Raph wanted some of her too, because it says here that he felt a sexual stirring in his gut. Because what happened, the reason why she was kind of acting kind of sporadic like that was he kind of put her in a trance to try to calm her down. Well, that failed, but I digress. So yeah, so she got, you know, Raph feeling some kind of way, got Butch all up feeling some kind of way. The whole precinct is like, you know, she's motherfucking fine. Like, it must be really nice. I am very jealous of Beth. Like, well, except for, you know, constantly having to deal with some fight. Like, sometimes I can compare Beth to Buffy, because Buffy went through the same thing. Like, the whole premise, guys, of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, to be honest, is the first half, she just wants a normal life. Like, she didn't want to be a slayer. She's like, I don't got time for that. You know, I just want to do what normal, young ladies my age want to do. And she can't do that because she is, you know, gifted with this slaying ability. And it's tough. But then over time, as you watch the show, she like matures and she just kind of comes to terms with it and realizing it's like, okay, well, fuck it. If this is what I got to do, this is my destiny, I'm going to do it, you know? So yeah, I highly recommend, guys. Buffy the Vampire Slayer is a great show. It's great. And I also recommend Charmed as well. The first half was really good, but the last half, unfortunately, it kind of fell out a little bit. And I think this is just me. Like, once what's her name, Shannon Dorothy, once she left, the show really changed. Like, I mean, yeah, they, you know, got what was it, Rose McGowan, yeah, and she was great, but it just didn't have like the same kind of feel as the seasons like went on. But I still recommend it, guys. It's a great show. Like, it's really, really good. Go check both of them shows out. They're long though, but worth it. All right, let's continue here, guys. Yes! Okay. All right, so finally, you know, Raph, he kind of was like, okay, you know what? I'm going through this death ritual. I have to honor the request of my fellow brother, you know, who has fought side by side to continue preserving, you know, the vampire race, you know. So at least Raph has a little bit of a heart, but to me, I feel he's really savage. But we'll see. He kind of reminds me of, what's his name, Cole from Charmed, who's played by, I love me, Julian McMahon. Yes! Whoo, he is one fine ass man. I gotta say that. But he kind of reminds me of that. He has that kind of cunning arrogance, but he still has moments where he does the right thing, you know? So I appreciate that. So yeah, so Beth is very lucky. I mean, she's got the vampires protecting her eventually, and she's got, you know, human people protecting her too. Like, must be motherfucking nice. Good God. Butch is such an asshole, man. Oh, that sucks. Ridiculous. Ugh. Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. Oh my gosh, guys. I can't. The way that like other women react to Butch too, oh man, that makes me laugh. Because like women be throwing themselves at him and be like, oh hey, how you doing? You know? And he's just like, I'm cool. You know, like you can tell that he's just like laser focused on wanting Beth here. Like that's like all he desires here. So a mess. This is a mess. Oh my gosh, I cannot. There are some funny moments too in this book too. All right, let me do that. Okay, perfect. I can't. This is a mess. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, oh no. Oh no. No. I can't. I'm thinking Butch is like a good guy, you know how some, okay, you know how not all men, right? But you know how there's just some guys that are just like a hard ass, but then like on the surface, but then when you get to know them, like you get to know, they start to peel, layers of themselves, and then they end up being like a really nice guy. So that's why I'm thinking Butch was like, but then like he just like goes through he like goes through women like in a way like they're disposable or something like that. So that's kind of fucked up. So that's why I was reacting to like really, like, are we serious? And like he's with this one lady, and she's like, I think she wanted for him to, say like, hey, do you love me? And he's like, yeah, sure. And I'm just like, what? So I was not expecting that from him. So this is the gag of the century for me. Oh my gosh, I can't. That's fucked up. I was not expecting Butch to do that. Not at all. Not at all. All right, so this is the last chapter, guys, I'm going to be reacting to. So this is chapter 7. So we're getting there. We're getting there. And if I do read ahead, guys, just because this book is like about 300 pages, which is not a big book, but you know what I mean. So if I do, excuse me here, sorry about that. If I do read ahead, I'll let you guys know what happened in that chapter, okay? All right, chapter 7. Oh, hiccups. Oh, excuse me, guys. Sorry. Ugh. Okay, so this is what I'm getting so far. There's a couple of story in the story here so far, couple different perspectives. You go from the perspective of Beth, who is the half like the half-breed vampire, half human, of course, half vampire. Then you go from the perspective of Wrath, and then we meet the other brothers too, like Z and stuff like that. And then we have the perspective of Butch, where on the outside he's like this tough guy, you know, and everything like that, but he's so heartless, you know, in some moments. But he really cares for Beth. And then you're going from that back to Wrath, and now in chapter 7 we're looking at the Lessening Society. So these are the guys that you know, they're killing vampires and vice versa. The vampires are killing the lessers. So this is going from the perspective of the person, I believe, who created the Lessening Society. I might be wrong, but it's Mr. X. So that's a perspective that that I'm reading about right now. I did find it funny that he was like, man, I could go for some donuts, you know? He's like, I am this evil villain, but I love donuts. Like, oh man, I love this. This is great. Oh, excuse me, guys. Sorry. Oh, I mean the Omega. Incorrect. Okay, let me make sure I make the correction here. The Omega is the creator of the Lessening Society, not Mr. X. Correction. Okay. So there is this term for lesser. For lesser mean, okay, so what happened to Mr. X is Mr. X is the leader or the four lesser of the Lessening Society. So the Omega is the creator of the Lessening Society, and he bestowed that title for lesser onto Mr. X. So correction. Okay. Oh my gosh, guys, I have to get this on a t-shirt and I will wear it, okay? Because I agree with this, okay? So Mr. X is getting ready for, you know, classes and, you know, getting ready for these, you know, probably the training of new listeners, of lessers and stuff. So this is great. So he says here, it says, the first instinct after the Omega had left was to send an announcement out, but that would have been unwise. A leader gathers his thoughts before he spoke. He did not rush to the podium to be adored. Okay, let me read this again. It says, a leader gathered his thoughts before he spoke, and he did not rush to the podium to be adored. Ergo, after all, or I'm reading this wrong, guys. It's been a long day. What is wrong with me? Okay, let's do this again. So it says, a leader gathered his thoughts before he spoke. He did not rush to the podium to be adored. Ego, after all, was the root of evil. That's so true. Having an ego, guys, sometimes you think it's gonna get you, you know, it'll get you somewhere, you know, but it won't always get you all the way, because once you start having an ego, that's when people start to kind of not like you, because they think like you're looking down at them because of your ego, you know. But there's different takes to it, because sometimes having an ego is actually good, because that means you have self-confidence and you're secure in yourself. But I think it like ego is something where it depends on how it's executed, you know. It's not like like it's like bragging, for example, you know, like there's certain ways that you brag that can be seen as negative, but sometimes you gotta brag to yourself, you know, because you should be proud of your accomplishments because you've worked hard for it, and there's nothing wrong splurging and getting something nice for yourself. You know, we all deserve to be pampered, right? So yeah, I'm gonna get that quote on a motherfucking t-shirt, okay? Because I agree with that, you know, a leader is someone who makes good decisions for the rights of others, but they don't use their ego, because when you have an ego, it kind of clouds your judgment and makes you make bad decisions, or in this case, you know, evil decisions. Oh, I love that. Ooh, bedtime after this, guys. Good God. Wow, the lessers are really savage, because it's like if you don't do what they say, then they like make you like a target and like take you out. That's really fucked up. I have to say, that's kind of messed up. All right, let me see how long this. Okay, this is a little bit longer, so let me see how much I can get through it, because I don't want to be looking like I'm tired, you know, when doing this. So I'll see how far I can get here. If I have to stop, then I will, if I feel like I'm getting too tired. But let's see how much I can get through here. I think now at this point, the chapters are going to start getting longer and longer, because now we're going to be getting into the main story. And like, as Jenny was saying, all of these storylines should be interweaving together and connecting. So let's see. Ooh, excuse me, guys. Okay, guys, I can feel myself falling asleep. I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna have to leave it on a cliffhanger for you guys. And who knows, maybe tomorrow I'll just continue, because on Sundays I wanted to do more of like a wrap up and kind of getting you guys updated with what I've been reading and stuff like that. But I think I want to really get through some more of this book. So I think what we'll do is tomorrow we'll just do a part 2 of this reaction, but I'll do it more in the daytime and not in the evening when I'm getting tired and stuff. I'm so sorry, guys, but I gotta get some rest here. So guys, once again, you can keep in touch with me the following ways. I am on Twitter and Instagram, which is at Bookshade. Okay, so go check me out for sure. All right, well, no, Bookshade #1. There we go. So it's been a long day, guys. So yeah, no, thanks so much for watching, guys. Yeah, let me know what you think about Black Dagger Brotherhood and Dark Lover, and let me know what you think about these reactions as well. So I'm gonna head out, guys, And I appreciate all of you. Thanks so much for watching. And like I always say, remember to enjoy the darkness of reading. I will talk to you guys tomorrow.